That's the Ohio State band. Kurt Gowdy and L.D. Rogatis beginning a second period. Ohio State's on the Southern Cal 25-yard line with a first down. Greg Hare to Randy Keith. And Randy Keith cracks forward to the 21-yard line of USC, hit there by Richard Wood. And George Follett, who now is playing the middle guard.
Right, Kurt. And if Ohio State is trying to take the wide sweeps away from USC, USC obviously better try to take that inside play, and Follett is going to be a key man. He's head on the center.
Second down, 6. Galbos at the 15. He is to the 4 and the 3. Rick Galbos, the senior from Mentor, Ohio, and the offensive captain. Watch this reserve.
What a beautiful play, too, Kurt. They beat the same hole, but it was a great call. Ohio State has lost one game this year, and in that game they lost to Michigan State. The only game they were outrushed. Now let's watch Follett, a key spot in the 5. Steve Luke over the ball. Good shot of it.
And USC has called a timeout.
There it is. Went the wrong way. Took the fake just a bit. Follett.
USC has called a time. Elmer Lippert now is going into the Ohio State backfield, replacing a brilliant freshman, Archie Griffin, who has really sparkled here so far. Lippert's a junior from Sandusky, Ohio. He's only 5'7". One thing about Ohio State, when they get inside the 10-yard line, they usually score. That's been their pattern this year. They don't mess around inside. We'd like to thank today and to extend a welcome home to Bob Hope and his troop of entertainers. Bob returned Saturday from his 22nd trip to entertain U.S. servicemen who spend their holidays away from their families. And the 90-minute Bob Hope Christmas special with highlights of the trip will be aired Wednesday night, January 17th, right here on NBC. Welcome home, Bob. First down, goal to go. Ohio State on the USC 3-yard line. USC leading 7-0. Full house backfield. And Randy Keith takes it to the 1-yard line. It'll be second down and a yard to go for an Ohio State touchdown. Charles Phillips and Richard Wood made that stop.
20 touchdowns Harold Champ Henson has had this year, and this is where he has sparkled. He led the nation in scoring with 120 points, number 38.
Jan Smyrna went in there as a tight end. Number 85, second down, a yard to go for a touchdown. And he's in, Randy Keith. Randy Keith scores. And Ohio State comes right back. Running against the bonded USC defense, ripped them open.
Well, we knew this team was ready. We knew it yesterday when we talked to Woody. We knew it just watching them. Now, they've been giving it to Henson. Keith rarely gets it. He blocks. They gave it to him that time, and he did the job. Nice job, Keith.
And he scores with 13:37 to play in the first half. A freshman, Bashnagle, holds it for Conway. It is up, and the kick is good. We've got a tie game. The score early in the second period, Ohio State 7, USC 7.
McDonald's Big Mac, open wide and say, ah. Big Mac, Big Mac. Get some in a stack. Crack open a pack and say, ah, to Big Mac. Lettuce and cheese. It's time is sure to be. A double helping of meat.
a kickoff to the man who ran 2 kickoffs back, 97, 96 yards against Notre Dame, Anthony Davis. And they're spotting the ball on the far hash mark. Now they've changed to Kuhn, a freshman, Ken Kuhn. And here we go. This game is now tied. Ken Kuhn, and he flubbed that one. Grabbed there on the 28-yard line, back to the 30 and to the 38-yard line for USC. One of the short men up front is Chris Vella, the second-string tight end. So USC has pretty fair field position. Ohio State had just moved 56 yards to score in 8 plays. USC on their 30, let's call it their 38, the shade closer to 38. Senior quarterback Mike Ray, voted the most valuable player in the Pacific Coast Conference, couldn't even make the All-Pac-8 team, though. Davis slips away, and he's belted out of bounds. There was a great rush by Shad Williams, who had his hands on him behind the line of scrimmage. It was finally Rick Middleton, number 32, who's made 3 or 4 outstanding tackles so far. Second down, 10 to go for USC.
We'll probably see, Kurt, USC trying to do a little bit of the attack that Ohio State is working successfully straight up. The State team is going to take away, or at least try to take away, the student right and student left that we've been calling.
McKay's to the left, Swans to the right. Ray on the straight drop back. Now he's a scrambler. He throws on the run and heaves it out of bounds. George Hazenhall had the rush on him. He's back in there. The All-American tackle Hazenhall pressured him. Now watch him on this rush.
See that right arm, Kurt? That was what was bothering him. It's wrapped up. It's a bruising thing. Notice he's keeping that right arm out of there, so it must be punishing him a little bit. Takes Graff straight up. He got Graff.
Ray has tossed 10 times, completed 5 for 58 yards. 3rd and 10. USC on their 38. And there's a rush again. And he hits his tight end, Young, who made a great play out of that one. And he was the safety valve man, and I'll tell you, that was dangerous when he flipped that ball out to Young. They're close to the first down, but not quite there. They're a yard away. Parker comes in. The punter's in there, Dave Boulware. It's 4th down and a yard to go. Southern Cal on their own 46. And they're going into a punt formation. Tim Holycross going back to the deep safety man for Ohio State. Wobbles this one up. And Ohio State will have the ball deep in their own territory. You see, they touched that ball back on the 13. So while Ohio State gets ready to go now, we'll pause with the score. Ohio State 7, USC 7.
Your battery is pulled by the headlights, drained by the radio, weakened by the wipers, dragged by the heater and air conditioner. But starting drains more than all the others put together. That's why Goodyear packs the powerhouse battery with more reserve power than the 5 best-selling batteries. When those other batteries give up and die, Goodyear calls up the reserves. Powerhouse, only from Goodyear.
Dodge will go to any length to give you the pickup you need. First, there's our standard size pickup right here. Then if you need more room, we'll give you the club cab with 34 cubic feet of space behind that seat. And finally, if you've got a big crew, there's the big crew cab. Standard cab, club cab, crew cab. Only Dodge gives you all 3.
Ohio Ohio State has gained twice as many yards in the ground as USC in this game, 104-55. The leading rusher is freshman Archie Griffin with 59 yards. And they run that fullback, Randy Keith. That's the old Ohio State, 3 yards in a cloud of green dust down here in the Rose Bowl to the 17-yard line of Ohio State, 2nd down, 6. You know they're coming, but there's not much you can do about it.
Well, you know, Curtin, until there is a change, really, in defensive strategy, Woody is going to stay with it. He's going to work on that 5, work on the man over the center. Monty Davis is back in there. A lot of pressure on the 2 linebackers.
Henson comes back in at fullback. Also a wide receiver, Bradshaw's in. They give the ball to Harold Champ Henson, who works on the family farm in Asheville, Ohio during the summer. He's over his 20 to his 21, taken down there by James Sims. Now it is 3rd down and a long 2 to go for Ohio State. Our game is tied 7-7. 11:30 to play in the first half. Randy Keith back in at fullback. 3rd down and 2. And they're stopped. Archie Griffin stopped on his 23-yard line by Richard Wood, the sophomore linebacker. And the wind is swirling up again, very strong now, gusting around 25, 30 miles an hour. We'll have a timeout for measurement. I'd just like to remind you that NBC's coverage of the National Hockey League action will continue next Sunday, January 7th, with a game between the Boston Bruins and the Chicago Blackhawks at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on NBC.
Kurt, just to set that defense, and they're looking at this measurement just short. They'll be punting. But just to set that defense, again, it's a very wide 5 with Richard Wood and Charles Anthony going on the outside shoulder of the middle man on the center. Woody Hayes' strategy is attack the 5 in a straight line. They're doing rather well with it.
All right, let's set up the punting. Gary Lago in punt formation. Lynn Swan. Bad pass. He's in trouble. Hey, he got it away. And bounding around in USC territory and winds up on the USC 45. Well, how's that for getting out of trouble? First down USC on their own 45-yard line. 32-yard punt from scrimmage.
And you know, Kurt, being an ex-high school center, I know that it's kind of tough making that snap, and I imagine if you're a sophomore, as Steve Luke is, in the Rose Bowl game, it must be really tough.
USC has been outgained in this game so far. They're tied 7-7. They're at least a 2-touchdown favorite. They're on their 45-yard line. There's the option to Davis. He's up to the 50, and he's bulldogged down in Ohio State's 46-yard line by Van Decree, the wide defensive end. So that gives USC a 2nd down and a yard to go.
We got a chance, Kurt. I'd like to try to get a good shot of Charles, not Charles Anthony, but Sam Cunningham. Sam Bam Cunningham, number 39. For a big man, he's got great speed, and he's a devastating blocker.
Dave Boulware in now as a wide receiver. He'll be a slot back. Lynn Swan is out. Dessel Garrison is flanked outside of him. 2nd down, a yard to go. And a good down to pass on. He unloads on him. They really unloaded on Ray back in the 37. Then Decree and Arnold Jones, a blitzing linebacker, Jones. And what a charge Decree has had today.
Boy, he does, Kurt. Moving very well. Hayes and all coming with him. Pete Adams retreating. Now it gets difficult. Pete has the feeling he's doing what he's supposed to do, but when that quarterback comes out of that pocket, it gets awfully tough. Big loss.
Loss of 17. It's 3rd down and 18 to go. They had 2nd and 1. And Ohio State smelled the pass all the way. Swan back in as a slot back. 3rd down, long yardage. They swing it out to Anthony Davis. Gets away at the 35 and bumped out of bounds on the Southern Cal 41. But now it's 4th down and 14 to go. So on third down attempts today, USC has tried 5 and has failed to convert once. Ohio State's had 5 third down situations, and they have converted 1. Fourth down. Punt formation, Dave Boulware, Tim Holycross back of the safety man, along with Doug Plank, number 28. 9 minutes to play and a half. It's tied 7-7. The low kick. Cross fields it on his 23 to the 25 and slithers through, nearly got away. From number 77, Pete Adams.
Well, to this point, Kurt, the Ohio State team is definitely outplaying USC. Now, USC is arm tackling. They're really not coming. Their offensive line isn't blowing off the ball. Sorry.
All right, we'll get back to that, Al. We're going to have a timeout now here in the Rose Bowl with just under 9 minutes to play and a half. And the score, USC 7, Ohio State 7.
I'm Bill Russell. In business, as in basketball, you have to block the other guy's shot to get ahead. And then again, there are instances when you have to be at both ends of the court at the same time. I found a way to handle that, too. Say I'm in New York and have to score points with a guy on the West Coast. I do it by long distance. I can talk to the guy, feel him out. See where it's coming from. He can do the same, you know. That way we can reach an understanding in no time at all. It's a fact. Long distance is the next best thing to being there. So get with it, businessman. Score some points the easy way. Hey, miss! I can't miss by long distance.
Ohio State's ball, first down on their 23-yard line. They hold the edge in statistics so far. Archie Griffin is upset at his 24-yard line. And he was dumped by Charles Phillips, the cornerback, at number 83, Richard Batman Wood. Second down, 9. USC been behind only a couple of times all year, early against Arkansas and early in the game against Illinois. Aside from that, they have been ahead of their opponents all the way, and they have been a tremendous third and fourth quarter team this year. They've blown everybody out of the ballpark in the second half. Second down, 9. Ohio State sticking on the ground except once, and that's Rick Galbos, the wingback. James Sims tackled him, and Phillips. Third down and 3. Let's check the rushing figures for both teams. USC was expected to run on Ohio State today, but in rushing, they'll have to add it up. Third down, 3 to go. Here's the option. Griffin trying to slip outside. You saw those quick feet. He goes out of bounds on his 35, and he has a first down for Ohio State. Archie Griffin.
Sure, we have to keep in mind the only game, again, that Ohio State lost this year, they were outrushed. Michigan State got more yards than they did. So far today, Ohio State is outrushing a pretty good, a very good USC defensive team.
And Al, this freshman Griffin now against the #1 ranked team in the country has 67 yards in the first half alone. First down, Ohio State on their 35. Fullback Keith jamming ahead to the 38. He's playing much more than everybody thought he would be today. A 3-yard gain, second down, 7. The hope for Ohio State, they said, don't get behind early and be able to move the ball some to control the clock. And that's what's happened.
Now, we've talked about Sims, who's number 41. 85, also, Dale Mitchell runs real well. He's got the wide side of the field. Sims, rather, has the wide side of the field.
Second down, 7 for the Buckeyes of Ohio State on their 38. Counter play is given off to Keith again. He's to the 41-yard line of Ohio State, tackled by Monty Doris, the middle guard of the Trojans. with help there from George Follett.
We're seeing what they're trying to attack. Rich Wood is coming in. Follett is now in at right defensive tackle. Monty Doris is in over the center. USC must stop that inside play. That's been hurting them all afternoon.
Harold Henson replaces Keith at fullback. Ohio State's attempted only 2 passes. 3rd and 4 for Ohio State on their 41. And Henson is pulled down on his 44-yard line by James Sims again, number 41.
Well, they're really popping in there. Again, you see Luke going off the ball, trying to block on Monty Darvis. Charles Anthony moving to the play. He stopped in there. Sims, not too big, but very quick.
Gary Lago goes into a punt formation. Centering the ball back will be Tom Nixon now. They had a bad snap the last time. Fairly good one. And he kicks a low one to Lynn Swan on the 22. Swan at the 25. And is hammered down on his 21-yard line by Tom Nixon, who centered the ball back. While they line up, we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network. Kurt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis. The Rose Bowl, an all-time record crowd of over 104,000. A sunny day, temperature in the 60s, and a gusty wind blowing. And the game now settled into a defensive duel between the two 30-yard lines. 5:34 to play in the first half. It's 7-7. Ray on the option to Davis. Davis at the 25 to 30, breaking 40, and is finally hauled down on the 48-yard line of USC by Pete Cusick and Arnold Jones.
Well, I think AD is great, but watch number 39 lead the play. When you're as fast as that man is, he wipes out Neil Colsey over there. Arnold Jones comes over. Strong man. That's a sign of great balance. They say he's got excellent eyes, Kurt. He really can see that defense extremely well.
Anthony Davis just left the game after this 27-yard run. He now has 86 yards in the first half. Anthony Davis, replaced by McNeil. And Sam Bam Cunningham trying to go up the middle. Stop cold by Pete Cusick. This is some... Middle stop cold by Pete Cusick. This is some sight here in this college football game to see a freshman, Griffin, with over 60 yards in the first half, and a sophomore, Anthony Davis, with over 80 yards on the ground. Now Davis is back into the game, replacing Rod McNeil, whose brother plays at UCLA, and they live together. Second down. USC on their 49-yard line. They have a second down 9. They've been tied 7-7 so far. There goes the flag down. There's Davis again squirting through. And he's to the 34 for a first down if the penalty's not against USC. But a flag was dropped back in the backfield of USC. Somebody may have moved, Al.
I think
legal
so,
procedure.
We were talking about his eyes, and there was an indication of it. He's got great body balance, excellent eyes, but he's always looking at that secondary. This young man has tremendous balance.
We already said the penalty was for illegal procedure. So the ball is back now on the 44-yard line of Southern Cal.
14 to go.
The second down, 14 to go, and that wiped out the long gain in the first down. Game tied 7-7, 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the half. Davis and Cunningham behind Ray. Ray flares it out to Davis at the 40. Trying to make his moves and can get it back to the 46. Charles Beecroft, the second string tackle on him there. Now it's third down and 12 yards to go for USC.
The state team looks like they're using a 4-3. It's a little different type of 4-3. We indicated early they're playing their interior 4 rather wide. 2 linebackers in the middle. They're dropping the zone pretty good, giving you short passes really to the outside.
Mike Ray has hit 8 out of 13 for 72 yards. He's presented now with a 3rd and 12. Deep drop back. Now the scramble. And that pass, is it complete? Nobody signaled yet. It must be. Sam Cunningham caught the ball, and the diving grab with Randy Gratishar right there with him. But they don't have enough for the first down. And this Ohio State team is playing very well against the pass, though.
They really are, Kurt. That defensive front, I'm just tremendously impressed with them. You like the way they're moving across. They're using their hands extremely well, and they're always going after you.
Dave Boulware back in punt formation again. Tim Holycross will be the deep safety. Boulware has a strong wind at his back, but sometimes it's a crosswind. And he drives this one high and deep. It is batted back, but it's a touchback. It was in the end zone. It's a touchback. Ohio State's ball, first down on the 20. Ball across the goal line. Ohio State will put the ball in play, first down on their own 20-yard line.
They're arguing, Kurt, it didn't bounce in, but it was into the end zone definitely.
All right, we have a timeout with the score. Ohio State 7 and USC 7.
This is the newest copier in the IBM line. Aside from sharp, clear copies of ordinary jobs, this plain paper copier makes sharp, clear copies of books. Sharp, clear copies of oversized documents. Even sharp, clear copies of photographs. And it lets you make them fast. The more you want from a copier, the more we think you'll appreciate this one. The new copier 2 from IBM.
Is tomorrow the morning you break an old habit? When you stop to think, what good are 2 edges if you can only shave with one at a time? Schick puts both edges on your side. The Schick Super 2. 2 super chromium edges working together for a close, comfortable shave. The Schick Super 2. It's enough to make you break an old habit.
The ball bounced just before the goal line. They're trying to reach up now. They call this illegally batting. It's a touchback. Ohio State's ball on their 20-yard line. Game tied, 7-7, 2:19 to play in the first half. And Rick Galbos, who's been effective every time he's carried the ball, is brought down by the weak side linebacker Charles Anthony. Tackles today, Grant has made 4, Sims is 5, Woods 5, and Phillips 3 for USC. They're on defense right now. Galbos has carried the ball just 4 times, an average of 9.5 yards for 38 yards. It is second down, 3 to go. Ohio State on their own 27. They have fought USC to a standstill. They run the fullback Randy Keith to the 30. Ohio State now has gained 144 yards on the ground to 92 for Southern Cal. And it's an Ohio State first down to stop the clock with 1:36 to play in the half.
We've been talking about the offensive center, Luke, but next to him is Chuck Bonica, number 58, an outstanding Big Ten player, an outstanding several All-American mentions, and also Steve Kriegel, number 63 on the left side. 2 good guards.
The old standby Woody Hayes offense plugging away up the middle. That's what they've been doing today. Down in a counter play. Griffin is hit hard at the 34-yard line. So they put the ball in the air just twice. They haven't run much trick stuff. Tonight, right after this game, Nebraska against Notre Dame. That'll be on NBC from the Orange Bowl in Miami. Nebraska, Notre Dame, the Orange Bowl. We have 56 seconds to play in the half. 2nd and 6 for Ohio State. Here's Hare. He's throwing a wobbly pass out to the 50. I think he was undecided. He was trying to hit the tight end, Fred Puggich. Down deep, he was really trying to go after Bradshaw, but he saw he was covered, and then he changed his mind right in the middle of his delivery, and that's why the pass went out there sort of half-heartedly and fell to the turf, incomplete.
Right, they've got now, Kurt, the 5 defensive backs. Richard Wood is off on the far sideline. He is out. You see him standing there with Coach John McKay. They're going to try to take away the pass.
The number 1 and number 3 ranked teams meeting here in this game. 3rd down and 6 for Ohio State. And they go to the 37. And that's all. Archie Griffin met there by Ken Gray, number 37, a sophomore linebacker from San Pedro, California. A timeout. Southern Cal has called a time. They have 1 left now in this half. 37 seconds remaining. And it'll be 4th down. Gary Lago has come on to do the punting. Tom Nixon will center the ball.
Really interesting, Kurt, the way this wind suddenly calms down just completely. There isn't a breeze right now, which obviously will be very helpful to number 22, Lynn Swan, who will be catching this punt.
Shadows are starting to creep out from the near side. Well, Ohio State has played themselves some football game here in the first half. They fell behind 7-0. They had an early drive stopped on the 20-yard line of Southern Cal. Then Ohio State came back in 8 plays, went 56 yards for the score. They've outgained USC. They've stopped them on big passing plays, and they've been plugging away. Let's see what happens now in this 4th down kick. Lynn Swan, who's averaged 14 yards of punt return, is deep for the Trojans. He's the single safety. Very dangerous man. They go after him, and he just got it away. The kicker went down, and he's claiming that he was roughed by number 85 in there, Dale Mitchell. Let's watch it now in a rerun. Is he hit? Take a look.
Yeah, he went for that foot pretty good, Kurt. This is the way you try to block a kick. Good call.
He missed him. He went right by him.
Pretty good act, though.
Fine act. USC and UCLA have very good dramatic schools. I'd say Lago's in the wrong school. It'll be a 1st down for USC on their 41, but he did quite a job getting rid of that kick. 31 seconds to go in the half. Let's see how USC plays it now. It's a tie game, 7-7. Ray starts the option, spins it out to Davis. Davis goes for the sideline and is out of bounds. Van de Cree, who's been outstanding as a defensive end today for Ohio State, who's run with excellent lateral pursuit, ran Anthony Davis out. 26 seconds to go in the half. And here's a penalty being marched off against USC. USC has not been able to get on track much here in this first half, except for 1 drive. That's a clipping penalty against USC. Carries their ball back to their 28-yard line and makes it 1st and 25.
You know, it's interesting, the talented linebackers that we have been seeing all year, particularly today. Randy Gradishar, very good. Arnold Jones, unheralded but good. Rick Middleton could be a surprise. This boy could be outstanding.
1st down now. Long yardage, 6 seconds to go in the half. Ray's going to throw it, and it's at the 40-yard line. To Charles Young, he's tied in, and he's tackled on the 46 of USC. So that is the 2nd reception for Charles Young. USC has called a timeout, and that's all the timeouts they have now here in the first half. 18 seconds remaining. Well, we knew that this sophomore Anthony Davis was good, but Al, he has averaged just a little better than 7 yards a carry, 86 yards in the first half.
You know what's incredible, Kurt? He's 18, as you say. He's a freshman, but being able to read that offensive blocking as well as he does. Now, this is a trait, really, of Woody Hayes. He says you could drill a team dull or you can drill it sharp. Well, he's drilled this team sharp. And that young man watches the blocks extremely well and has a great burst.
It'll be a second down. And about 4 to go. Coming on now is Manfred Moore. A play being sent in. Manfred Moore at fullback. Mike Ray's coming back to the huddle. Sam Cunningham goes out. 18 seconds for Southern Cal, undefeated in their last 16 games. Their closest game this year has been by 9 points against Stanford. They have one of the most impressive point spreads over their opponents in recent years in college football, and they've been tied today. Played to a standstill, 7-7 here at the end of the first half. 11 wins in a row. But sorely pressed today. They have spread him wide. Ray gets out of that pass rush. Broken pattern maybe at the 40-yard line. It's to Charlie Young again. The tight end is hammered down at the 33. And a fumble there. They fumble the ball. Coming up with it is Doug Plank, number 28. There are only 5 seconds to go.
Made an excellent move, Kurt. It was a good hit. They really popped him, and he did fumble. But you've got to like this boy. We continue to give Mike Ray, who was in real trouble here, a passing plane.
That's the All-American tight end Young. Now watch him here. Jeff Davis hits him. Davis is out when that big tight end hit him. And on the fumble, Doug Plank came up with it. So in the last 5 seconds of the half, it's Ohio State's ball. Down they go to here. They're going to run the clock out. And that's it. That's the end of the first half of the 1973 Rose Bowl game with a score. Ohio State 7, USC 7.
Would you please stop that racket?
When headache pain and the tension it can build bring out the worst in you, take Anacin. Watch. Anacin starts with as much pain reliever as the leading aspirin tablet, then adds an extra core of this specific ingredient against pain. Her headache's gone, and so's its tension. Anacin relieves headache pain, and so its tension. Anacin.
Hey, look! Hey! Mister, you've got that spelled wrong.
No, it's convert triple.
Convertible?
Well, it means 3 cars in one. Like this. See, this is my car over here, the new Dodge Dart Sport.
But why 3 cars in one?
It's a 5-seat economy car, right?
Right.
It's convertible, too. That's the optional sunroof. Okay, now flip the optional fold-down rear seat and open the trunk.
Dad, it's a wagon, too. Oh, I want to ride in the wagon. I want to ride in the...
Dart Sport. It can give a guy quite a choice.
We'll have halftime activities in just a moment. Right now, we pause for station identification.
A man returns to life as an insect and widens the circle of fear. Friday at 9, 8 Central Time.
Where's the other kid? Four nine, yeah. Less than 30 for the elbow guard.
This 1973 Rose Bowl game is brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, highlighting Plymouth Satellite for 1973, and by Goodyear, makers of the new custom steel guard radial tires, and by Texaco and the many thousands of independent retailers and distributors in all 50 states. And now the USC band We're here at halftime of the Rose Bowl, and our game is tied 7-7.
One of the most important parts of any song is the lyrics. Many of today's popular tunes carry social messages through their lyrics. For an example, you only need to tune into your radio and listen to Chicago's latest rock hit, Dialogue. Medium of television, music both creates and heightens emotions to enhance what you see. Sit back, relax, and listen while the Trojan Marching Band dances to Isaac Hayes' theme from The Men. Music and movies go hand in hand. Many movies have been based on the lives of famous musical personalities. The hottest movie in America today is Lady Sings the Blues, based on the life of jazz singer Billie Holiday. And now to sing Love Is Here to Stay from that movie, the Trojan Marching Band proudly presents its star, Miss Diana Ross.
To stay, not for a year, but ever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know may just be past in fancy and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. May just be fast and fancies, but in time may go. Whoa, my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay, but our love is here to
The USC band, the score is Ohio State 7, USC 7, as we get ready for the second half kickoff in the 1973 Rose Bowl game.
I'm John Brody. This is the most exciting radial tire of its time, the new Goodyear Custom Steel Guard Radial, a 40,000-mile tire with 5 guards to help protect you 5 ways. In my business, I know all about great protection. And so does Goodyear in theirs. The Steel Guard Radial helps you get great protection, too. Look at this giant model. It's the radial that helps guard against rough ride, against penetration under the tread, against wet skids, against loss of road contact, and against sluggish handling. I couldn't ask for any better protection myself. Great protection for great control. That's what you get with a Steel Guard Radial. The confidence of control. And that's the 5-guard feeling, only from Goodyear.
Very even, as you can see. Yards rushing, Ohio State has double the yards in the ground of USC, which is a surprise. No surprise that USC has dominated in passing because they've thrown the ball 16 times to just 3 for Ohio State.
Interesting duel between Anthony Davis. He has 86 yards on the ground. His team has 75 all told, but Anthony Davis has 86. 16-yard loss to Mike Ray is what threw him back. 15 carries, 73 yards for Archie Griffin. Archie is averaging 4.9 a carry, 7.2 for Anthony Davis. That's quite a duel. The receiving end, it's been passes to, mostly short passes, to Charlie Young, to Anthony Davis, and to Lynn Swan. 16 thrown, 11 completed by Ray, 3 thrown, 1 completed by Greg Hare.
All right, it's 7-7. Kurt Gowdy and Al DeRogatis as we head into the second half. And let's see now if USC opens up, the 14.5-point favorites have been held to the tie. And here's a cross kick, a short one. Sam Cunningham upended at the 44, but that short kick gives USC excellent field position. Kevin Fletcher making the tackle. First down for Southern Cal on their 43-yard line. Mike Ray will be the quarterback again.
Kurt, only twice all year both of these teams been tied at halftime. USC tied by Arkansas 3-3 and 0-0 in the rain against Oregon.
Anthony Davis and Sam Cunningham behind Ray. Swan is going in motion. The pitch is to Davis. Davis spilled out of bounds on his 47-yard line by George Hazenhall, number 70, the left tackle. They'll have Hazenhall and Cusick as the two tackles, 70 and 71. Decree playing the wide side of the field as defensive end. He's been outstanding. And Cope is the short side of the field in number 91. Middleton, Gradishar, Jones, and Plank, the four men right in back of that front four. Tim Fox, Rich Parsons, and Jeff Davis are the deep men. Second down, 6. They run Davis, and he is slowed up that time. He was hit first by Shad Williams, number 79. And then sealing it off was number 42, Arnold Jones. Ball's now on the 48-yard line of Southern Cal. They have a 3rd and 5. Manfred Moore's in at fullback, replacing Sam Cunningham. The wind is in favor of Ohio State here in the third quarter. And a gusty, windy day here. Ray dropping, throwing to the sideline, completing it to Lynn Swan. And he skips out of bounds on the Ohio State 41.
You saw an interesting defensive move there. When Manfred Moore went into the game, that meant pass to Ohio State. Ohio went with a 3-man rush. There are 2 outside men, and you saw one of them there dropped off. The 3-man rush, the linebackers tried to take away the outside.
So Swan has caught his 3rd pass. Cunningham's back in a fullback now. J.K. McKay and Lynn Swan are wide to the left. USC hasn't been able to move much in the ground. In the air, it's been different. Davis taking that tackle. Forced down on the 35-yard line. He broke Hazenhall's tackle first. Finally, it was Doug Plank that nailed him, helped by Van Decree.
Here it is again. Now, this boy has not only got speed, but he's got power. That's Gradishar. He's big, and he is strong. Pulls away from Gradishar. This is the pursuit now that helps out. The outside pursuit is really what makes it.
Anthony Davis, top sophomore in the Pac-8 Conference, now has picked up 96 yards on the ground. Manfred Moore is replaced. He's in there again at fullback. The option play. Oh, again. Surrender on Mike Ray. What a charge by Gradishar, who blitzed. Randy Gradishar blitzing 4 or 5 times. They've really put Ray under the pressure today with tremendous charges.
You're right, Kerry. They've got this team figured out extremely well. You saw the good play by the halfback coming up, going under it. That was Plank. Gradishar comes up and wipes it away.
Now it's 3rd down and 17. USC on the Ohio State 48. The game is tied 7-7 early in the second half. Ray fires deep to Swan. He has him. Laid in there perfectly at the 25. Lynn Swan forced out by Sonny Hughes. A great throw, though, by Mike Ray in this treacherous wind.
And you know, Kurt, Ray had been coming out of that pocket in the first half. This time he stayed in it, gave his team time to protect, and laid it right there perfectly. Plank knocks him out of bounds.
13 out of 18 for Mike Ray, who didn't even place in the first or second all-conference team. Well, it won the Pop Warner Award as the most valuable player in the Pac-8 Conference. How do you figure that one out? On first down, Ray again. Sideline pass. It's good to J.K. McKay. McKay, and it's USC in the air now. picking Ohio State apart. Okay, you'll notice that Fu Manchu mustache, the coach's son, and the long hair. Great human interest story. The father and the son together now at USC. 50 colleges tried to recruit McKay. He and Pat Hayden, who will be the quarterback for USC next year, are one of the outstanding passing combinations in the history of California high school circles. And Hayden lived in the coach's home in their senior year because Hayden's parents had moved to San Francisco. And young McKay and Hayden did not want to be separated and want to finish their senior year together.
Heard it was kind of interesting when John was telling us that he would go upstairs and he knew those coaches and scouts were downstairs talking to his son, and he wanted young J.K. to make his own decision, and that's the kind of man John McKay is.
And they've tacked a personal foul on now, half the distance to the goal. They give Southern Cal the ball on the Ohio State 6-yard line with a 1st and 6 to go. That's the first Ohio State penalty in the game. Ray under the gun, breaking away, throws it out of the end zone. And he just threw it away. He was nearly Derek back at the 20-yard line with Pete Cusick, who has had some pass rushes today, and Chad Williams. I imagine Mike Ray has had more pressure today, even though he's been very effective. He's hit 14 out of 20 now. But several times he's had to throw for his life. Moore out.
In the Cotton Bowl, 17-13, Texas over Alabama.
Moore in. Cunningham is out at fullback. The option to Davis. Davis heading for the flag. Out of bounds on the 2. Arnold Jones drove him out, the linebacker. 3rd down and 2 to go for a USC touchdown.
How many times this Ohio State team, Kurt, held against that great Michigan team, and here they are again, back to the wall, and they're responding just beautifully.
I think they held 12 times inside their 10 in that game, 12 plays. They're going to measure for the 1st down. The USC gaining only 55 yards on the ground in the 1st half. Came with a passing game and opened up here at the beginning of the 2nd half. They're short. The yardsticks have still not cleared the field. Anthony Davis is out. Sam Cunningham is in, along with Manfred Moore. So they have their 2 big fullbacks in for some power down at the goal line. And Ohio State has 4 defensive tackles in there. Down there at the 2-yard line now, digging in. There's a dive by Cunningham. Sam Cunningham, with his famous hurdling dive, has put USC out in front.
There won't be many people that'll stop him when he gets in the air. Sam, I guess that's where he gets the bam, Cunningham.
Well, they took that opening kickoff. Here it is again. Sam Cunningham, who has been timed in 10 yards by the USC track coach, Vern Wolf, as the fastest he's ever timed a USC athlete. After that, a little different story, but he could get to that line of scrimmage very quickly. Mike Ray's extra point attempt is good. A 57-yard drive by USC, mostly by passing. Timeout, and the score now is USC 14, Ohio State 7.
So you found a new pad and you're moving your stuff. Well, that's okay. This car's enough. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get a fold-down seat here in the back. Gives you 6.5 feet of space to pack. Whatever you gotta pack in the back. Fully carpeted. Seat folds up, too. With a roof that opens on a country ride, don't cost much extra. Lets the sun inside. Crank shut, too, nice and tight, because the sun don't shine very much at night. Of course, everybody knows that. Plymouth Space Duster. You can get more out of it, because you can get more into it. Plymouth Duster. Extra care in engineering. It makes a difference.
USC's drive, 57 yards in 10 plays. They're out in front 14-7. Now Ohio State will get the ball for the first time in this half. Davis's kick is very short. Randy Keefe takes it on the 23, and he is hit there at his own 30. The tackle by number 48 of USC. An earthquake has occurred, as you all know, in Nicaragua. Many thousands of families homeless. If you care to help, send your dollars to CARE, Nicaragua Earthquake Fund, Department 2, New York, New York, 116. And how about the shocking news? Roberto Clemente, the great one, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, lost, evidently killed in a plane crash on the way to help give relief to those who needed it in Nicaragua. Archie Griffin down to the 31-yard line. He's given us some outstanding thrills on the NBC Game of the Week. And over the years, valuable player, 4 times batting champ. What a World Series he had in 1971. And the governor of Puerto Rico has announced a 3-day mourning period for Roberto Clemente. Lost and evidently killed on his way to Nicaragua to help in relief of the victims there. That's the Ohio State bench. You notice them drinking water there. We want to talk about that in a moment. Here's Griffith, and he's hit at the 23. USC now, evidently, boy, they must have been given some kind of talk at halftime by John McCabe. You notice, Al, the Ohio State players drinking water. Their team doctor, Robert Murphy, especially asked us to talk to the high school and college coaches around America about the lack of teams drinking water now. They had 8 deaths last year, heat strokes, lack of water, and he claims that a dehydrated player is a poor performer. And more athletes should drink water. They can drink all they want on the Ohio State team. 3rd down. 7 to go. Greg Hare shoots the pass. He's got a man wide open, and he catches the ball at the USC 45. That's Tim Holycroft. And Ohio State now has a 1st down on the USC 45.
We've seen a switch of strategy on the part of Southern Cal, and that was to go to the air, and they did it very well. Ohio State now put the ball on the ground. It looked like USC made an adjustment to take away the inside and perhaps weaken themselves up defensively against the pass. Stop the run. Tim Holycroft catches a good pass.
USC is leading 14-7. Ohio State's ball in the Southern Cal 45. Randy Keefe breaks through 35-30 and pounds his way to the USC 27. James Sims, the defensive end, brought him down. Another Ohio State 1st down.
Here it is again. That center's doing a fine job. Monty Doris tries to make the move. Good block is put on Richard Wood. Randy Keefe. Oh, he's doing a fine job. Good blocker. Probably a better blocker than Champ Henson.
And Wood is out. Richard Wood, the sophomore, brilliant linebacker. That was an 18-yard gallop by Randy Keefe. Ohio State in the Southern Cal 27, 1st down. There it is to Griffin. And Griffin streaks through. He's down inside the 10. Notice his balance running. He's hit. He keeps moving on his feet. Low center of gravity. Very difficult to knock down.
Boy, you're going to see a good hole. There's good blocking. Good block to the inside. Keefe feeding the play out. This man has brilliant instinct. Really great instinct. Now, this is the 2nd time Ohio State has responded when USC has scored, and they're in great scoring position now.
I've never seen 2 better young running backs in one game than Griffin, a freshman, and Davis, a sophomore. 1st down. They spotted the ball at the 11. They said he went down. And Randy Keefe gets a couple, and that's it, when he was met head-on there by the nose guard of USC, Monty Doris. On the 9-yard line of the Trojans, Second down, 8 to go for Ohio State. Ohio State had them tied 7-all at the half. USC went 57 yards to score at the beginning of this half. And now Ohio State is threatening.
Ken Gray, Kurt, who's in there now, number 37 for Rich Wood, was in a bit earlier, and he does a good job. He also is very quick.
And the full house T formation. Griffin, who weighs 185, is stronger, though, than you think he would be. He can get it inside and outside. Monty Doris again brought him down, along with Jeff Winans, the right tackle, number 92. It's on the 6-yard line of Southern Cal. Third down and 5 for a first down. Griffin, in high school in Columbus, Ohio, was a wrestling champion. Third and 5 for Ohio State. Can they get this tough yardage inside? It'll even be more difficult now. And they go inside, and they don't get it. Andy Key. Well, that's tough to pick 3 or 4 yards up down there against a mass goal line defense. Parker made the stop, and now Blair Conway, the field goal kicker, has come on. Ryan Baschnagel will hold. It is on the 4-yard line of USC. They have a 4th down and 3 to go. This would be a 21-yard field goal. Be spotted on the 11. And the kick is up. The kick is good by Brian Baschnagel. And I think a flag has been dropped.
Looks like an offside against USC. It looked like the right end on USC went off.
Offside against USC.
Interesting spot now, Kurt.
Right. This would put the ball on the 2-yard line, and they would have a 4th and a yard and a half to go. Or do they go ahead and take the 3 points?
Woody had his hand up here on the sideline.
They want the 3 points. They've got the 3 sure points. They decline the penalty. The kick is good by Ohio State. And the score now, with a timeout, USC 14, Ohio State 10.
When you're on your way to a wonderful day, to see old friends who watch the home team play, you want to be able to always rely on the gasoline, motor oil, and products you buy. Go all the way, the Mexico way, where trust is a must. Wherever you go at Mexico, we're working to keep your trust. You can trust your car to the man who wears the star, the big bright Mexico star.
Ohio State's drive went 66 yards before it was stopped. Ken Kuhn. There's a cross kick again. And look at this. Cunningham has the